like, would you put the weight loss down and like, because your fitness now, like, if you follow like you on social media, you see like fitness and working out is a big part of your life. Like, do you find like now, like you're living in a sobriety style of lifestyle, you know, that's helping you keep on track to like hit the gym regularly, be healthier, and you know, what I mean, taking care of yourself long term?
Absolutely. I'm October will be 3 years sober for me drinking. You know, so like once I cut out alcohol and all that, like the weight was just it fell off me. I think we may have talked about this last
Yeah,
time. I was just over 240 pounds when I
Wow. See,
decided to. What's that?
wow, I never knew that about you. I really never knew you actually hit the bottle.
Yeah,
Um,
I was drinking like a half a fifth of Jack a night. Like I'd go and buy a fucking fifth of Jack and just end up like damn near polishing it off and then going back, you know, to
wow.
get another one just to start the day over again. Like it was like it was one of those like as soon as 5 o'clock hit, it was like, oh, I can have a drink, you know, it's 5 o'clock. So like I
Wow.
would and the shitty part was is like in like the wrestling circles, especially once you like with Impact, like you had to go out and party. You had to like there was nothing else to do too. Like I'd fly off the you know whatever city that we were in, and like you'd go film your TV or whatever. Then all the boys would get together, and you'd you know either um, you know party, play video games, and just that and it just to be in those circles, it just ended up taking control of my life because I ended up bringing it home, and that was my biggest problem. If I would sort of kept that on the road, like maybe, but you know, for unfortunately for me, I brought it home, so it was like, oh, I have to have a drink. It's what I do on the road, you know, to do this there, and it just ended up spiraling out of control, and you know the what is it? What was it? June of 2020. That didn't help at all. So that just hit way rock bottom, and I had to literally crawl out of this huge dark cave that I was living in that I called life. So it was crazy. It was like 200. I think it was like 241 pounds, and I walked like I was hungover as hell. Um, it was after a Halloween party. My sister in law just had a Halloween party, and I remember telling my wife like, "Oh yeah, you can go ahead and drink. I won't drink tonight. You know, I'll get us home." And then like she ended up having to carry me to the car, and then we got home, and she got me out, and I'm like. I'm leaning on my wife and I fall into my front yard and I just start vomiting and just like vomit. I was just like, just leave me, babe. Just leave me. And like she ends up getting up or ends up going to the house and I wake up like, oh God. I look over in my front yard, there's like puke and shit. And it's like, God, I need to go inside. Go inside, uh, end up sleeping the night off and got up at like 1 or 2 the next afternoon and walked past the mirror and I had literally had titties. And I was just like, what the hell happened here? I
Wow.
have tits. Like, what the fuck? And I literally like started to like cry and I'm like, fuck, like, should be having titties? And like, I literally had a conversation with myself out loud. I was like, it's time to stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like, what's done is done. Like, don't let this get to like just got to put in the work. And my wife was doing dishes, and I walked past her, and she's like, John, where you going? I was like, I'm going to the gym. She's like, you don't have a gym membership? I was like, I'm about to. And I've been walking to the gym ever since.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Because like at the time when you were with Impact as well, like you were covered up pretty much from head to toe when you were wrestling, like you were wearing a shirt. Do you feel like if you were wrestling in like tights or without a shirt, that you would have felt more accountable to sort of like
No,
stop?
I don't.
You know,
I
do you
don't think so. I don't think so. Just because like I was so deep into the bottle, I was so deep into like drinking and thought that this is what wrestlers do. You know, because you always hear those stories. Not that you put the blame on. You know, like I'm totally taking accountable for my actions. It wasn't on anybody else. But I mean, like you do get caught up in that lifestyle. And you know, there's nothing else to do. Like you miss your family. Like for me, like only thing I did was wrestle, go to my job, support my family, come back, you know, spend some time with my family, go back on the road, go back work, and like that's been my whole damn career for except for like 6 years of that. So like when I had my Impact run and a little like 3 years after my Impact run, I was able to just give it a full go on the independent circuit. But like dealing with guys like Ian Rotten and you know these other shitty promoters during the pandemic, it just started taking away at your savings. So it's like you find yourself at having to get another shoot job, so just to support your wrestling habit. So like it's a down, you know, this is crazy. The lifestyle and everything that you know that you think that you have to do just to succeed to you know to make it big in this industry. Because I mean you do have to be around those social circles, because if you're not, like, they're not going to think about you.
Exactly.
It's like you always gotta have to poke your head. At least that's how it was with Impact. I felt like that with Impact.
And it was mainly just party reasons that you hit the bottle, so it wasn't anything else.
No, it
It
wasn't
was
anything else. It literally was to pass the time on the road. Like it was literally just to be like, oh, like you're there for 8 hours filming, and then it's like, what are you gonna do for the rest when you get back to the hotel? You know, play video games, which we did, but like it was always, you know, video games and drinking. You get to telling stories, you know, you end up having your groups of people, and then you socialize with the company when they have, you know, big, you know, company wide parties. So it's like, you know, not that you feel obligated, you know, because I didn't feel obligated at all. It was just, you know, that was just something that kind of took control of my life for probably about a year and a half.
Wow.
That's when I was like, I was probably about a year and a half where I was just constantly drinking, and like with Impact keeping me under contract for 6 months, not knowing what the hell I was going to do, if I was a part of the company or not. Like that did not help at all, at all. And that just, like I said, that just sent me down a whole other dark path that I literally had to and been fighting to stay out of.